This episode is brought to you by Amy. When clangers happen, lucky you're with Amy. Welcome back, everybody, to the TFG Tuesday podcast, joined by Toby Green, the skipper of the Giants. I hope your team out there won on the weekend. It was a stressful watch for anyone that went for the Giants. But Tobes, congratulations on securing a home final. You don't know who you're playing yet, but before we get to that, you must be feeling good.
Yeah, thank you, mate. It was a bit of relief, I guess. Yeah, we had everything to play for, and Saints not much, but they were really good on the day. A few of their little nippy players really, had big impact and made it hard for us. And they've been in good form, to be fair. I think they'd won 4 or 5 in a row. So we were able to get it done. Yeah, we've got a bit to work on, no doubt, but sometimes you just got to win those games, and now you reset and try and load up and have a real crack at winning some finals.
Really well said. We'll talk about your performance in a second, but I must plug Statmate because they had you as the player to pick for the game. They know that you love the Saints. So anyone out there that needs help with their player stats made easy, make sure you check out the Statmate app. It's free, and that's the best thing about it. Tobes, they predicted that you were going to go off, and I think you exceeded that. You kicked 4. You were enormous, but let's just talk about the last quarter. Yeah, not just you, a couple others. I thought Witters really stood up. There's a lot of other players, but you must have been stressed. Well, maybe not stressed is the best word, but it must have been a unique position to be in at three-quarter time, knowing that, geez, this could go either way. I would have thought, you could have got it done easily against the Saints.
There was definitely some stressful moments. I think when Zach Jones had that set shot, and that would have maybe put him up with a couple of minutes to go, and that slided to the right, and that was a bit of a relief. But then I think, they definitely went in front at one stage. Then we were up, and we're up by 3 points with a couple of minutes to go, so it can still go either way. And it'd been goal for goal really the whole quarter. So definitely some stressful moments. Didn't panic, but there was some stress, no doubt, and as there should be really. But it was good to nail a few moments. A few boys really stood up and took theirs, and it was a good win in the end of the day.
It was a good win, but it was a great last 2 minutes. You did it all. I must say, the 2 million velocity frequent flyers is what you earn if you can get mark of the year. You spoke to me last week about how you've been working on the hangers. Well, mate, it was a set play. Witters has just popped it to the pocket for you. Obviously, a set play there. You stood on our man Bradley Hill's head, just took it inside the boundary line. The degree of difficulty on that play. Talk me through that, Mark, before I get to the second one.
It was it was a good kick by Witters, and we want to kick it close to the boundary, I guess, because you're not often you're going to mark it. You usually goes out of bounds, and you sort of load up from there and get numbers behind the footy and make it hard for Saints to score. But lucky to hang on to it, mate. I have been practicing it for we've been working on my contested marking the last couple of months and trying to get that back up and going. So that was a positive. But then it was. It just took the 30. I should have kicked the left foot snap, mate. That's my bread and butter. So I was a bit disappointed with that. But then I was able to sort of redeem myself after it.
We'll get to the clangers in a minute, but I thought that when I was watching you, I was like, geez, he's doing a great job here of milking the clock. I was like, has he forgotten to just go back and do his routine? You still on it. You hit the post, didn't you? It was a bloody tough kick still, but it was just, it looked like it was going in, but I thought you were probably thinking about the clock the whole time.
Oh yeah, I was trying to maybe think about passing it off and getting another 30, but kind of hard from that spot. And then I thought it was in off the boot. But he hit clipped the inside of the post. So that was and then we're up by 3 or 4 points with they got 45 seconds to score. So get back and defend after that.
Well, mate, it was an amazing mark and set play. And as I said, Witters was enormous. And normally, when someone kicks you the ball like Witters, you go back and give him a little slap in the arse. You decide to go back with the flight and put yourself up for another contender of mark of the year and knee him straight in the shoulder. Thank God his head's all good. But, mate, that was an unbelievable back with the flight mark. Probably pissed off that you missed the point. Talk me through that mark, because that was, they said Toby Time on the commentary, but that really secured the win.
Yeah, I knew they wanted to go up the middle. They had to score, and so I sort of just tracked there, and then identified that the ball was in the air and probably have to make a play on this because the game's pretty close and we want to win. So, yeah, when it's your time to go, mate, you just got to go. And luckily it wasn't, a couple of big ruckmen coming the other way. But, almost, put Witters out of the final series. So that could have been really bad, but able to hang on, mate, and it was, and take the win from there.
He's tough as nails, Witters, isn't he? We spoke about this recently. Like, he's a skinny bloke, but he puts his body in all kinds of positions, and he's such an incredible player. And so are you, mate. You played unbelievably well, so congratulations. I think we spoke, if anyone that's been listening to this podcast all year, which I'm sure people listening right now would be, that your last 3 weeks, your whole season's been amazing, but since you got, rubbed out, you really have just given absolutely everything. You've been enormous, and with blokes like Hogues out and a few others like Package out, you did really need to step up, and you certainly did that. So as the skipper, you must have walked off the field feeling bloody good.
Oh, it was good to just know we're going into another final series, but not really interested in playing finals. I'm more interested in winning them. So that's all we want to do now, and we're going to have to win 4 to win it. Get one in Sydney to start. So probably against Hawks or Gold Coast, it looks like. So both bloody good teams. So work cut out for us first game. But that's what we play finals for. They're all good teams.
Is it a bit strange not knowing who you're playing after the last round? Everyone has to wait. Everyone has to wait till Wednesday night for the blockbuster between Suns and Essendon. Honestly, the Suns are going to win by how many, you reckon?
Oh, I don't know. They'll certainly be feeling pressure. Like, they'll win. I think if they win by more than 5 goals, we play Hawthorn. So we'll wait and see. But yeah, you wouldn't think Essendon, given the team they're going to roll out, will be able to beat them. But stranger things have happened in footy, mate, so we'll wait and see what happens.
Yeah, well, there was a couple of upsets on the weekend. Before we get to Amy Clanger time, just if you did win Mark of the Year, mate, there's a lot of great marks, but you've got your hat, you got your name in the ring. Where are you taking your family with 2 million velocity frequent flyers? And because you got the young, gorgeous girl, does she get the? Do you go the business class, or do you you obviously got to feed 3 there with the velocity, or do you kind of save them for yourself later on in the year?
Oh, to be honest, mate, I'd probably send 500 to mum, 500,000 to George's mum, and we'd have babysitters coming up every weekend. It would be sensational. So, yeah, if you're listening, mate, I'd really appreciate it. And I've obviously put my body on the line, so if you can just reward my effort, mate, I'd be super grateful. So, just think of my family when voting, mate. Thank you.
You did say to me off air that you were robbed last year. Do you want to tell him that you you took a hit last year?
It was a few years ago. I was robbed though, mate. I did walk through an umpire just before it though, so I could understand why the AFL didn't want me up there. But I've paid my dues and I look forward to hopefully contending again.
You're a deserving winner, mate. You'd be great, and you'd have a great speech. Well, it's Amy Clanger time, and as always, share your clanger with afl.com.au/Amy Clangers for good, and tell us how Amy can help, and you could be in for a chance to share in $100,000. I'll start off with my clanger, and then you can start off with yours. I want to give this guy a clip, and then we're going to give him a little pat on the back. But our man Himmel, I must say, that turnover in the back line, he's one of the best users I've seen at the Giants. He played unbelievably well. It was his 200th game, but that turnover is one of the biggest clangers of the game on the weekend. What was going through your mind when Himmel duffed that kick? I don't know what happened on the boot, but it must have had a bit of lube on it, that ball, because it didn't come off the way he envisioned.
I think I was on the bench at the time, and I wasn't really concentrating. I think I was talking to someone, and I just sort of looked. I said, "What happened there?" And then I sort of saw the replay. He's kicked a inside out floating torpedo across goals. So he played an unbelievable game. Lucky to get away with one there.
Yeah, that is exactly right. It's always funny when you win. But just on him, a bit of disrespect on my end. 200 games. Plays at both ends, a really talented player, someone that you've worked really closely with, someone that we're both good mates with. Amazing effort, isn't it, really?
Yeah, his last 8 weeks has been unreal. He's really, been one of those really key pillars in our defence, and whether that's influence the contents, coming across and spoiling, marking, and then he's obviously got unbelievable skills and a great kick. So, he can play on the big boys. He can play on the small boys. And his ability to help our key defenders out with his third man in's been, instrumental. He did it 4 or 5 times again on the weekend. So, I absolutely love playing with him, and he's a great addition to the Giants, and he's a very much loved player within the locker room.
Really well said, mate. Well, that was my clanger. What was your clanger for the weekend or the week?
Yeah, my Amy clanger, unfortunately, the Bombers, who have just been crucified by injuries, have just been made to just play another one, just another 5 days after everyone's done. They're pretty stiff. They've obviously really battled away, and I think they had a world record number of debutants. So whatever hurricane it was at the start of the year has sort of stitched them up there, and I'm sure they'd have it'd be a weird 3 or 4 days for them in between games, and it'd probably feel a bit like COVID for them, and then knowing the season's done. So, they're pretty stiff there, the Bombers.
They are very stiff, and they also keep getting primetime slots. And I don't know about you, but I think everyone in Australia that loves AFL is watching that game. Unfortunately for them, they've only got half a list available, and there's teams that are going to be rooting for them, like the Dogs, and it's just it's crazy, isn't it, how much primetime they've got. Probably deserved at the start of the year, but the injuries have just been enormous.
Yeah, well, that 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, all those teams will be tuning in with great interest because it determines who plays where first week of the finals, and even the Dogs, if Bombers somehow win, that we'll be playing them. So it's pretty crazy sort of set of circumstances.
Really well said, mate. We move on to a little bit of footy news. I just saw Oscar Allen. He's told the West Coast Eagles that he'll be departing. Must be tough as skipper to do that. Can you imagine yourself standing in front of the group? Obviously, it leaked early in the year, but that'd be a unique scenario for the great man.
It'd be weird. Like, it's not the first time it's happened to a captain, but I'm sure he would have had a sort of a strange last 8 weeks, not playing, being captain, and probably everyone knowing he's not going to be at West Coast next year. So it wouldn't have been too much of a surprise for them, but it would have, I don't know, it'd be weird having leadership meetings on the Monday the last 4 or 5 weeks if he's sort of leading the charge and he's not there. I don't know what that sort of looks like.
It's a good point, isn't it? Imagine the leadership meetings about, trying to get the best out of the last month and striving for excellence and the standards, trying to pick up the energy around the club, and knowing that you're going to announce that you're leaving. You'd imagine that the weight of the world would be off the shoulders a little bit now that he's been able to put it out there.
Yeah, I definitely. And I mean, it won't come as any great surprise to anyone, but I'm sure the boys would have been joking around in the change rooms the last few weeks, and he'll say goodbye to everyone over the next few days, and it is a strange situation, no doubt. But rugby league do that a year out, so it's nothing unforeseen.
Now, it says that he'll be going to Brisbane, and they might receive pick 2 as compensation due to the fact the Lions are offering 5 years. Do you think pick 2's fair for a big man like Oscar Allen?
Well, no, you wouldn't be trading him for pick 2 if it was just a trade. But that's the way free agency works, and sometimes it benefits you, sometimes it doesn't. I think it's sort of set up so that if the 18th team brings in, if they lose someone through free agency, they don't get pick 1 or 2. They get pick 19. So, no, he's not worth that, but it is what it is. That's how it works, and sometimes, in the Giants' history, it's benefited us, and sometimes it hasn't. So, it is what it is.
It's dangerous. I think the Lions' young guns, a bit like yours, they've just got a really good core group there for the future, and they're going to get that, they're going to get another bloke like Oscar Allen in. I think they get another superstar coming back next year. I think in the draft as well. I think Lockie Neal was telling me they've got another, top 5 coming through, maybe father-son, but they are looking dangerous, the Lions, and they were last night. Let's talk about the footy quickly. I think the key game for me, well, probably the upset that I did tell the boys on the AFL show. I mentioned Pav's last game and how we beat the Dogs and they won the flag that year. And I said it's possible. And they all said no chance. But the Suns getting done by Port, it was It was a big upset. It was a big,
Yeah,
that was almost a clanger. I know you don't want to say too much, but I'll say that is, I mean, they're looking at top 4 and they couldn't get it done. And I think Kenny in the post-match, and big shout out to Kenny and Boki and Rory Atkins as well. But they said half the team were banged up, half the team, first year players. Like it's wild, isn't it, man?
Yeah, well, I think I said it on this pod last week. I said they cannot win.
Yeah.
They got guns out. Gold Coast need a win. So it was just a win that sort of, he just obviously just built it up, this huge emotion, and Port just played out of their skins, and the crowd obviously got right behind them, and well done to him. It was, Boki's been, I think he's one of the most admired guys in the competition, so it was a great way to see him get sent off.
Really well said. Dogs and Fremantle yesterday. I was at the game. Did you think that Freo would win before it started?
Nah, I thought Dogs would win. I was firmly believing in the Dogs.
It was a crazy result for everyone out there, and they played so well. Freo. I look at who's in the 8 at the moment. I predict that Suns will smack Essendon, so they'll go in. Dogs will go out. It's going to be interesting to see how the top 4 versus the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th perform in finals. It's probably the best top 8 I've ever seen. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy tight, and it's going to be interesting. This is probably the most exciting finals I can remember.
Yeah, well, 8th, 9th are just as good as almost as first. Like, it is very unique this season, and that's why you got to get in, and then it'll be about who plays their best footy for 4 weeks, and that's what it'll be about, mate. Because there's literally, if Dogs were to get in, they're as good a chance as anyone. So it is pretty crazy, and just on that, is your propeller cursed, or what's going on here?
Honestly, man, I've struggled today. I've been flat. I know the Greenvale boys, which hurt even more. And our man Jezza, like, we never go the player. We go the bloke that put the...
Five's a lot of goals, though. It's a lot of goals.
I know. But if you watch the game, man, if Jezza has a snap, when does he kick the belly of the ball? He only does it when Tommy has him in the profit propeller. I've never seen him miss a snap.
Yeah, probably the best snapper of ever.
Maybe he just needs a spell. He's having shots from outside 50 and he's dead straight and didn't make the distance. I'm going, this has never happened in the history of his set shot kicking, except for when I've got him in the propeller.
Yeah, jeez.
I was cheering on. I love Charlie Cameron, but I was like, please don't kick 2. Please don't kick 2. And mate, when he kicked that second goal and then Country Road, take me home, pounding, I'm going, oh my God, my phone's blowing up. All the boys from Greenvale are messaging me on Insta going, you're a dog. Mate, it was heartbreaking.
I mean, in hindsight, it's a pretty good bet. He's had 10 shots on goal, but that's hunting.
I was going to take the Giants 1-39, but I thought you were going to smack the Saints. Geez, I wish our hindsight was a good thing. Anyway, let's touch on that last game, Hawks-Brisbane. What about Paddy Mack in the crowd? Pat McAfee, one of the greatest to do it. He's when you talk podcasts and sports media, he's the guy you look up to. And to see him crunching 4X cans at the Lions game against the Hawks, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, he looked like he had a good time and good promotion. He that college game day show he does is pretty funny. I've seen some clips from that. So, he's obviously a huge name over there, and especially in the football scene. So, he would. I'm sure he would have liked his time in Brizzy.
Yeah, he looked like he loved it, and he did love Charlie Cameron as well. I saw him shouting him out. And he can kick a ball, obviously, former punter. But he was having a couple of torps at training the other day with the boys, just smacking them through 50. Yeah, it's good to see, isn't it?
Yeah, it is good. I didn't know. I didn't know he was a punter. I knew he played. I didn't know he was a punter.
There you go. Well, I know you know a little bit about the NFL because you've been supporting your boys. Let's just go quick predictions here, mate. MVP, who do you like for the NFL MVP this year?
Yeah, my man Binger Daniels from Washington. Second year in, looks ominous.
He does, and he's about $11 with PointsBet. He's actually someone that I really like as well, Tobes. He's going to have a big second year. What about Super Bowl prediction, mate? Give it to me nice and early. We can revisit this once the season's done. Yeah,
well, I'll be following my Lions in. Not the strongest preseason, but I don't think that matters at all, really. Yeah, we were one of the best teams in it last year until the finals come around. So a bit to play for, and I'm sure they would have learned a bit from that. But I think they had 7 or 8 coaches changes as well, so probably a bit of getting used to. And I don't mind a couple of losses in pre-season, mate. Sharp and sharp.
Yeah, it's well said. We need a little blowout every now and then. Well, they're $13, fifth favourite in the market there, courtesy of PointsBet. Let's talk about I've got a little bit of mail that you've got a few future bets, and they're not far off. You sent a couple to go your way, and it all ends with Detroit Lions. Is that true?
Yeah, a couple of horse racing ones, mate. Autumn Glow and Via Cecina on the weekend. They ticked them off. I don't mind. I think Aliana will be keen to follow that for the Spring Carnival as well. But a few got up, mate, into the lines for the Super Bowl for good little trip.
Well, let's hope that gets up for your sake. Just on the horse racing, Via Sustina, I've got a question for you. Is she the best horse we've seen since Winx?
Yeah, great question. I think if it wins a Cox Plate again this year, it probably is. Yeah, she's a freak. But she's sort of like Cox Plate last year. That run she was always been a star, but then that put her into this sort of Winx sort of category. I think her time actually beat Winx, but since then I don't think she's lost a race. And if she goes again this spring and just dominates, which it looks like she will, she's in the discussion, definitely.
I remember that Cox Plate last year with all the drama. I remember there was the fall at track work during the week, and then she just
I rode her off.
Yeah, everyone did. Then she just come out and brained them. The Spring Carnival, it's around the corner. It's exciting times. Well, mate, let's get to another discussion. It's going to be an interesting one. The All-Australian Blazers are going to be given out soon. I want to ask you a couple of questions and just talk about it, but Jack Gunston has been unbelievable. Does he get a Blazer?
Oh, I think he's a lock. He's a lock. Him and Jezza have to be 1-2 key forwards at the moment, definitely. He's been unbelievable. His set shots on goal are as good as you see. So, I think he's a lock, mate.
Really well said. I agree, and he deserves it. He's dead-eyed dick, and you can tell his leadership with the young boys. They all love him, and it's just, he's thriving up there. It's good to see, isn't it? I'll tell you what pisses me off a little bit, the commentary. They always go, the 33-year-old Marks, it's like, why do they always yell at the third? What about the 60-goal man that's, all-Australian, bloody best small forward, medium? Why do they always go 33-year-old Marks again? Like, what's with the age? What's with that stuff with the commentators? 33's not that old, is it?
Well, probably because it's a good story, because he at the start of this year, he wasn't picked, I think, the first 2 games. And then, from what he's been able to do since he came into the team. And, he doesn't miss chances on goals either. And he's super smart, always has been. So he'll be in, mate. He's a lock.
So he's a lock. Everyone's talking about the All-Australian. It'll come out shortly. But is there someone that no one's talking about in your eyes that you think deserves a Blazer?
Oh, well, I think he deserves to be in the discussion. I think Connor Idun's like, if you go through his last 15 weeks and who he's played on and how they've gone, I don't think he's like lost the one-on-one matchup. He's that hard to get a kick on at the moment, and no one really speaks about him because he's from the Giants and he's not flashy. But mate, I'm telling you, there's not a small forward, medium-sized forward in the comp. He plays on Jezza as well, so a key forward as well that wants to play on him. Training, I've always found it impossible to kick on him, and I think he deserves to be in discussion. I think Lockie Ashall should make it, really. I think he's probably been the best halfback in the comp. I know there's a lot of good ones, but Seeker's definitely someone who deserves to be in the discussion. It doesn't get spoke about what he does every week, and plays on the best small forward, and 95% of the time beats them.
It's actually a really good point. Someone that doesn't get enough, limelight. He has been enormous, and he's an even better bloke as well. So it'd be great to see the selectors. How many of them? There's a few of them. They're all breaking it down. And he's when does the squad come out, Tobes? Because of this delayed game.
Oh yeah. Well, I think they'd have the squad done. They'd have the team done. To be fair, they'd have the team done by today, tomorrow. So the squad will come out straight after the game. I reckon Wednesday night, and the team. I think the team's the next day, so the team will be Thursday or Friday. So, they know what the team is by now. That last game won't matter.
And just a question from me to you, because you've been a captain of this side before. When does a player find out before the media?
I I've had a few different ones. I remember my first ever one I knew before the last game of the season.
Okay.
But that hasn't happened since. So I think, so say you played on a Saturday, you probably know the Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, right. So Lockie Ash and Idun and whoever else yourself, you'd all find out quite soon.
Yeah, I don't think maybe they won't tell the team until, well, actually, because I reckon all the boys would have to fly to Melbourne and stuff Thursday. So, they probably would find out today.
There you go. That's good insight for players out there. One other one, actually, before I move on from footy chat and ask you about who you're having a coffee with and what you're doing for the week off. This Rising Star and Brownlow race, I don't think I've ever seen a tighter race. There's always a standout. It's normally quite boring, especially the Rising Star. But, Curtin's been enormous, but Murphy Reid yesterday live, his speed and his class, and he's so well balanced, and he's a first-year player, and it's so hard to play forward. We said a few weeks ago that this guy's being slept on, and I think he might even be favourite now, but do you think he takes it out?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Your Rising Star usually is done at round 5. So it's a super tight one. I think he will. And you got to understand how hard it is to play forward pocket, half forward in your first year. And you're right, he did some unbelievable things yesterday in a big game. So that might have just got him over the line.
Yeah, I reckon it has to. He has been enormous, and it's not just the scoring; it's the score assists and his pressure. He was really good to watch live yesterday. I tell you, I didn't realise how quick he was. Swiatkowski's lightning quick. He's that quick. He does hamstrings every 4th month, and he burnt past him for the goal he kicked on the run in a crucial moment as well. So I hope I wish him all the best. But whoever wins it, that'll be enormous. Let's get to the Brownlow, mate. It's like I think all the favourites for the Brownlow on the weekend, none of them would have polled a vote, which is going to make it even more tense. I think Anderson gets another game, so he's got an opportunity to go out there and get 3, and you'd think he probably will. But
big Tommy Green might have got a few, so he might. And he polled really well last year, so he's had just as good a year, if not better. Contested possessions, number 1 in the comp. He's not really talked about as.
He's been slept on, actually. He's been slept on.
But, I think him and Finn are going to take some votes off each other. But that's the same with Real and Anderson. Like, Real usually polls really well. Nick Dacos, obviously, he's a chance to get a vote every game. He plays just about.
Who do you think wins it?
Yeah.
Who do you actually think wins
Nick Dacos. I think Nick Dacos because as good at Collingwood has been, like who else has taken votes off him? Like Jamie Ellis had an unbelievable year, but he's not going to get a whole heap of votes.
Probably his brother on the Gold Coast game, his brother would have taken him off him. But yeah, you're right. It's not like Pendles and Sidey and all the other boys. They're all just 20, 25, aren't they?
Yeah, so that's why. We're like Real and Anderson, like they're going to have heaps of games where one will get 3, one will get 2. They might just end up taking them off each other, and it'd be interesting though. It'd be interesting.
Jordan Dawson's been he's had an amazing year, and if you know football, I mean, it's not all about the stats. Like if you watch the game and the influence and the moments, he's a guy that I think thoroughly deserves it as well. Hopefully, it's tied and a few boys can win it. Is there anyone that's a smoky outside of Tom Green that you can see? Because there's always one guy that goes, "Hang on a second, where'd this bloke come from?" Is there anyone else that we're sleeping on?
What
about a Ford? Jez has kicked what's he kicked 80 odd? Like, is he a smoky?
Yeah, it's just hard. Yeah, hard because if you don't kick 4 or 5, you don't get a vote. Like, it's just stiff. Jez do get a lot of votes, but so will Bailey Smith and Max Holmes. Maybe a Ed Richards. He could go very close.
Yeah, he's actually not a bad shout.
Last 6 or 8. Bond missed the first 6 to 8 games. So.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, even Bont missing all those games, I feel like he would have polled in every other game he's played. So it's going to be a great count. It's going to be the most exciting counts I reckon we've seen in a long time. It'll be one of those ones that, we'll all have our eyes glued to the TV. It's time for Australia's number 1 coffee. It's Inglewood Coffee Roasters time. Where are we having a coffee with, or who are we having a coffee with this week? You got the week off. You'd be more relaxed having your coffee. Who would you like to sit down with and have a chat with this week?
Oh, well, for the horse racing fans, I'd like to sit down with Chris Waller and just see what a couple of his horses planned are for the spring. A couple of futures bets might be handy. But he's got some superstars in his stable, and we saw a few of them on the weekend. And we know after footy, mate, that once that's done, your focus turns pretty quickly to that month. But that's who I'd like to catch up with, mate. I've met Chris a few times. He's a good man as well.
It's funny though, mate. As you know, the trainers sometimes they don't give the best mail. They think they're all flying, or they sometimes say,
I don't need the mail. I just need the path. I need the pathways.
What, you want to know what they're set for, what races they're prepped for, so you're not backing them too early.
Yeah. By the way, to all those out there, watch the Winx doco. Georgia, my partner, she hates horse racing, to be fair. She goes every Saturday, get this shit off the TV. Watch the Winx doco with her. She cried. She is obsessed with Chris Waller.
That's great. That's a great way to get your missus into it. That's a great tip from Toby. If your missus hates the punt and horse racing, get her to sit down and watch Winx, and now she watches Saturday racing on 7. That is brilliant by you.
It changed her whole perspective on the horse racing industry, mate.
Oh, that is great. That is elite tips from Toby's tips right there. Get the missus to watch the Winx doco. That is a great doco, by the way. Actually, that's a good little. What else are you watching at the moment? I just started watching The Gambler, America's team, Dallas Cowboys. That's a really.
Oh, is that good?
Yeah, I'm only one and a half in, but the production and the talent and the cut, it's elite. If you want to see some high quality stuff, get your eyes across that. I don't think there's too many episodes.
All right, I'll tune in, mate. I'll tune in. I know I'm not watching anything at the moment, so I'll have that. I'll give that a run.
All right. Well, mate, it's there's no games on this week. It'll be all eyes on the Wednesday. We got the Legends game, mate. You got any tips for me? I called our man DZ after our pod, and he gave me some feedback for I think it was about a 6-day pre-season. He said, just change your direction with your kick. So I went down to Gosh's paddock or wherever Collingwood train up the road and had a kick with Risky. Didn't pull up. The quad didn't pull up sore, so that's a good thing. I'm going for a kick tomorrow. But any tips for this Legends game, mate? I'm a bit nervous.
Yeah, you will be nervous. Make sure just have a kick the day before, feel good. Just basics early, mate. Basics early. When you've had a long spell, you just want to do the basics early, worm your way into it, and then your running power should see you pretty dominant in the second half, I would have thought.
Oh, I don't know about that, Tobes. I had a kick with Riz and I said to him, mate, I'm actually, when you start to get a bit like you're just craving I don't know, it's just a sugar or something. Mate, I'm low energy here. I was only 25, 30 minutes into this little kick with him running around. I said, mate, I'm gonna really struggle on Thursday night. So I hope there's high rotations.
People don't realise that going for a run and like playing footy with the change of direction and speed, it's completely different. Like it's like in pre-season, off-season, you go for runs, 3-minute runs, 1K runs, and then you come pre-season day one, you're doing a couple of high-intensity kicking drills, and it's just chalk and cheese. It's completely different to going just for a straight jog.
Yeah, mate, I'm a bit nervous. All I want to do is just make sure I don't make a fool of myself. Cyril doesn't sit on my head, and I get off the ground without a soft tissue or a serious injury, mate. And it'll be Christmas Thursday when I have a beer after the game, mate. It'll be absolute Christmas. But in all seriousness, it's for prostate cancer, and it means a lot to me. Someone close to me just went through that, and if you need to support, make sure you check it out online. If you can't be there, you can actually buy a virtual seat so you can just donate that way, which I think is an amazing way to just support the cause. And I think they've had some serious, eyes that want to go, and a lot of interest. A lot of people are buying tickets, so it should be a lot of fun, Tobes, and running out on an elite deck one more time with some absolute legends. I saw Jolie Patfull will be there, another Giants man, and a few others. So looking forward to the night, and it should be a lot of fun. And there's some great names that'll be good to just run past and be in the presence of. Well, mate, enough of the Legends game and me. One more thing for you, but to round out the show, what does the skipper of the G2S Giants do this week with his training and the club and the meetings? And what do you do on the weekend, mate? Is it a bit of horse racing next to the missus? What are the plans when you got a big final the following week?
Oh, it'll be very low key, but I think we'll be the Saturday game. I think we definitely are the Saturday game. So we'll have a big session Friday. I think we'll probably have Saturday, Sunday off. So, no, very cruisy, mate, very low key. Spend a bit of time with Isla and, have a really good hit out Friday. and Wednesday, and then sort of a normal game week rolling in from there, come in Monday, and off we go. And hopefully we're doing that for a few more weeks yet.
Love it. I absolutely love it. Well, looking forward to seeing all you boys pop. Looking forward to seeing who you're playing. I think I'm going to miss your game, mate. So I know you'll win that one, and whoever you play, and I'll see you at the semi because we've got our big event, the Aces Clubhouse at the Osborne there, and we'll be watching it live, a big watch party. So it probably couldn't be better to be supporting the Giants on the big screen. So looking forward to that. Anyone in Melbourne that's not going to that game, get to the Osborne. We've got a great crew there, and we're going to have a live show before that game. We don't know what the schedule is as it stands, but we've got pretty strong mail. It probably is your game, so that'll be lots of fun. Well, mate, it's been a cracking show. All the best with whatever else comes out of it. I think, you've had a great season, so who knows? You'll get a call hopefully soon. And, Connor Idun is a great case. Let's really push that. I hope Connor Idun gets a call, mate. You're spot on because I think he's put a lot of blokes to sleep and he's a deserving
Love to see his graphic, played on this guy, minutes, possessions, goals against, I haven't seen the graphic, but I reckon it's fairly impressive.
We'll have to get someone there, some stats guru at the back. You reckon you can pull that kind of stuff up online? No, he's shaking my head. We need to engage with some real stats nerd that can do that for us, and we'll get that graphic up, Tobes.
We'll find one.
We'll find him. Let's just see. Hey, he might get named, so we don't need to do that. But if he doesn't, we'll come back next week and we'll get it up and we'll compare it to someone else. A bit like Paul Curtis. Can I get your take on this? Paul Curtis missing in the under-22 side, I thought was the biggest disgrace of all time, considering they've finished, I think, the third last on the ladder, and he's had an unbelievable year. He got rubbed out for that weird tackle that we all thought he shouldn't have. He's very stiff, isn't he?
No, Darcy Jones didn't make it either. It's fan voted.
Toby, don't say too much more. You'll get in trouble. I'll say it for you. It's a disgrace, and they need to change the back end. The fans are just voted. Whoever got the biggest club gets their players in. We need to change that. Let's get a panel. AFLPA, we need a panel. We take the under-22 side seriously.
I stand with Darcy Jones and should have made it.
Oh, very good, mate. Thanks so much for your time again. And to everyone that tunes into the podcast, thanks so much for your support. Let's keep cheering on the Giants and Tobes and go deep into September. We love your support, and we'll see you same time next week. Cheers.
Appreciate it, mate. And I'll debrief your game next week, mate, because I won't have one.
Oh, wow. We're not looking forward to that one. What's a pass mark, Tobes? Haven't played football for, I think, 3.5 seasons. I've only had one kick since. What are you expecting from me, knowing how hard it can be to play football when you haven't trained?
Yeah. I'm not putting a ceiling on possessions or things like that. I just want to see you kick one goal. Just have a shot at goal. Even if you have to burn someone, just have one shot.
All right. I hope I'm not playing defence because that means I'm near Cyril. So how much cash do I have to pay Hodgie to make sure I'm on the wing?
I reckon, yeah. Well, they might line you up next to Kane as well. That'd be a good little
He's not playing. Apparently he's not playing.
Oh, really? I wouldn't know.
He might be. It's a draw card.
Cyril's still dangerous, mate, so stay away from him, I reckon.
Well, I've heard he's been playing, so he's in he's fit. So he's sitting on my head or he's going to break my ankle, so I've just got to get as far away from him as possible. But all right, no ceilings. You haven't answered the question, so it sounds like I'm in trouble next week. But let's see how we go, mate. Let's see how we go. All right, see you same time next week, mate. And once again, fantastic game on the weekend, and congratulations on securing a home final.
Thanks, mate. We'll speak to you.
StatMate makes AFL player stats easy. At the click of a button, you can discover insights like you've never seen before. Disposals and goals to fantasy points, how a player performs at a certain venue, or even when a teammate is out through injury, StatMate has you covered. Don't waste your time. Become an expert in just a few taps of a button. AFL player stats and insights thanks to your new best mate. Download StatMate for free today.